What's up, folks? Welcome to Math Walkthroughs with Mr. Weeb. This is Lesson 1, Practice B, translating from words to algebraic expressions. Let's see what we've got. Here it says, steps to translate verbal or word statements into algebraic math expressions and equations. So our first step is to identify the keywords that represent math operations such as plus, minus, and this dot here stands for multiply, and divide, etc. To help you do this, circle the math words you find and write the math symbol it represents above the circle. Write the numbers or variables that the words mean in the correct order. And this table down here will help us identify some of those key words. So the first one we have down here is the sum of 8 and t. So now you are going to highlight that key word there, and then you're going to write what it is that you're going to do. And if you don't know it right off the bat, you can look for that word in the table above. And I can find that word right here, sum. And I notice that it's in the addition column. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write addition right above the word sum. Now, sum of 8 and t, that means I'm adding 8 plus t. Also notice that the t is different from what I usually do so that it doesn't get confused with the plus sign. All right, let's move to the next one. We have the quotient of g and 15. You're going to circle quotient, and if you're not sure what it is, you're going to look for it up here in the table, and notice that it's in the division column right there. So that means we're going to do g divided by 15. And then we're going to move on to the next one. The product of 5 and twice b. The keywords I see here, we're going to circle product and twice. And if we look for them here, product is over here in the multiplication column. So we've got product over here, and we need to look at twice. And twice is right here also in the multiplication column. So let's look at what that might look like. The product of 5 and twice b. So we're going to multiply 5. Remember to also put, we're multiplying above here. And instead of putting x's, we're going to put dots, okay? Large dots. That's to show that we're multiplying here. The product of 5 and twice b, like that. Next we have the difference. And there's a keyword, the difference of 32 and x. So if you notice, we have the difference is right here in the subtraction column. So we're going to take 32 and subtract x. In the next question, we have the product of 7 and b is equal to 63. So product we know is going to be multiplication, so we'll put a dot above it, and equal, we know that symbol. So now we go, the product of 7 and b, so 7 times b, is equal to 63. In the next one, we have the sum. We know what that is. We know that that's an addition question. And double r. We haven't seen double yet, but if I look above, I can see double is the same as twice, so we're multiplying it by 2. Okay, so we've got the sum of 45 and double r. Oh, and then another one we have, another keyword is. So double is going to be 2 times the number, and then is equal. So we know whatever it is going to equal 79. And we have the sum of 45 and double r. So we're going to go 45 plus double r equals 79. And there it is. We've just taken the verbal phrase and changed it to an algebraic expression or equation. Let's keep going. Because there are some special keywords that mean change the order of things. When the problem uses the words less than, more than, or from, this means you have to change the order of the terms when translating into math. So, for example, we have to write each verbal phrase as an algebraic expression. So my first step is to highlight these key terms here, these key words. More than means adding. So I'm going to put a plus sign above it, and I'm going to do a different color for the actual expression. So I'm reversing the x and the 8. We have x plus 8, and that's the expression. We have 8 more than x. There you go. 6 less than, there's our key phrase. Less than means we're subtracting, but we're also switching the order of the 6 and the p. So this will be p minus 6. There it is. Next we have take, and this is a key term, and this is a key term. Take means we're going to be subtracting, and from means we're going to switch the order of things. So we have f, and we're taking 14 from it. There it is. Next we have 3 more runs, right? More than means we're adding. More means we're adding, and than means we're switching the order of things. I'll also say that we can name this, instead of calling it pirates, we can relabel it as P. So now we've got P plus 3. There you go. Next we have to change a bunch of things here. Arthur, that can be A. Is an equals. And then younger than is going to be less than, right? And then finally we have Tanya, who is going to be T. Now let's put it all together. We've got Arthur, which is A, is 8 years younger than Tanya. So we go T minus 8. 8 years less than Tanya. Now we're going to take 5 from a number. So taking and from and number are all going to be keywords. Take means we're going to subtract. From means we're switching things around, and the number is just going to be called n. So we switch things around. We take 5 from a number. N goes first, and we're taking 5 from it. Next, we have 5 less than. There's a key phrase. We have some, and we have is. Let's name these things. Less than means we're subtracting and changing the order. Some means we're adding, and is means that's an equal sign. So 5 less than the sum of w and 2. So we need to add w and 2 together. W and 2. But then we need to have 5 less than that. And that equals 6. Right? Let's take a look at it again and see if it makes sense. This means here 5 less than all of this, the sum of these two things, and that gives us 6. Next we have quotient, and we have equal. Quotient means dividing. Equal means equal. That's an easy one. So the quotient of x and 7. X divided by 7 equals 13. Next we have 9 times a number. Times is going to be multiplied. A number can be called n. Decreased is going to be subtraction. So let's write those down above that. 9 times a number, n, is decreased by 4. And we don't need to change anything around because there's no from and there's no than. So we just have 9 times n decreased by 4. And remember, this is multiplication. 9n means 9 times n. It's implied that it's multiplication. For number 16, we have 6 less than twice a number is. Look at all those things that we have to change into math. Less than means subtraction. Twice means 2 times something. A number is n, and is equal. So let's put this all together, where we have 6 less than. We're going to put that after twice a number. Oh, and you know what? I made a mistake here. We have to erase this bit. we already have a name for this number. The number is x. I didn't read carefully enough. So let's go back and let's write this out. We have 6 less than 2 times a number, which is x, 2x, and then 6 less than that equals 4. And that is our equation. Taking 7 from a number is 15. So if we're taking, and we have a number and it's not labeled this time, we don't know what it's called, so I'm going to call it n. And this I know is negative, or subtraction. And now we can put it together. So taking 7 from, oh, I missed another one, getting sloppy, from, that means we're switching the order of things. So taking 7 from a number is 15, and I missed is as well. Is going to be equal. So finally, taking 7 from a number, n, we're taking 7 from that number n is going to equal 15, and there's our equation. Next we have the total of 5 and c. Total here means we are adding. So that's all we have to do here. We have to add 5 and c. So 5 plus c. Next we have 5 times the sum of 6 and some number. We don't know what it's called, so we'll have to call it something. So 5 times, that's multiplication, sum is adding, and then the number is n. So let's write this down. 5 times the sum, 5 times the sum of 6 and some number, right? Does this make sense to you? 5 times the sum of 6 and some number. This is not right. Let's fix that. I didn't use addition. Let's try using addition this time. So we've got 5 times the sum of 6 and some number. 6 plus n, and there you go. Next we've got the quotient of 7 and d decreased by 9. Quotient is division, decreased by is subtraction. So the quotient of 7 and d, so let's write this down, 7 divided by d, and then decreased by 9. And there you go. For number 21, twice the score, we know what twice is, and increased by means adding. So it is 2 times something, right, twice, and increased by is adding. Let's put it all together. 2 times the score, oh, and we should probably give the score, since we have to multiply this, let's call this x. I don't want to call it s because it looks too much like a 5 for me. So let's call this x. And then we'll put it all together. 2 times the score, 2 times the score, plus 8 points. There you go. Next, we've got 1 more than, watch out, we got to switch the order of things here. And then we have the difference, which is subtraction, and then we have is. Let's put all those together. We've got more than, which is addition, difference, which is subtraction, and this is an equals. So 1 more than the difference of w and 10. So w minus 10, that's the difference. And then we have to have 1 more than that, equaling 7. And there's our equation. Just a few more to go now. We've got twice the difference of x and 3 is 4. So that means we are taking double something, right? 2 times something. The difference is a subtraction question, and is equals. So now we've got twice the difference, 2 times the difference of x, and 3 is 4. All right, next we have negative 65 is 5 times a product of 5 and a number. So let's write these all in here. Is equals times is multiplying, a product is another multiplying, and a number is going to be n this time. So let's write this all out and see if we can figure it out. We have negative 65 equals 5 times a product of 5 and a number, right? This is a product of 5 and a number. This is 5 times a product of 5 and a number, and it all equals negative 65. Just a few more. 5 less than twice a number is 7. Look at this. They're almost all key words. Let's write them in. Less than means we're changing the order of things. Twice is we're multiplying by 2. A number is going to be n, and is equals. So let's put it all together. 5 less than twice a number. So we've got twice a number, 2 times n, but we've got 5 less than that is 7. That's it. For 26, 1 less than the product of 4 and a number is 11. Less than is minus, and we are switching the order of things. The product is going to be multiplication, and a number is going to be n. So we've got 1 less than the product of 4 and a number. So here's 4 and a number, and we've got 1 less than that is 11. And I forgot to put it in the is. The is equals. Okay, 10 more than the quotient. 10 more than, there's a key word, the quotient of a number and 3 is 12. Now we will write in all of those things. More than is adding, quotient is division, the number will be n, and is going to be equals. So we've got 10 more the quotient of n and 3. So the quotient of n and 3, but we've got 10 more than that, equals 12. Next, we've got the sum of 9 and the quotient of x and 7 is 11. What do all those keywords mean? Sum is adding, quotient is division, is equal. Putting it all together, it looks like this. The sum of 9 plus the quotient of x and 7 equals 11. Now we have the product of 2 and the sum of 5 and t is 8. What do all those keywords mean? Product is multiplying, sum is addition, is equal, and putting them all together, we have the product of 2 and the sum of 5 and t is 8. You see how this is the product? This is 2 times the sum of something, right? Let's go on to the last one. 10 less than the quotient of a number and negative 2 is 3. All of this means we're subtracting, we're dividing, we have a number, which is a variable, and we have equal. Let's put them all together. We've got 10 less than the quotient of a number and negative 2. So here's the quotient of a number and negative 2, and we are taking 10 less than that equals 3. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.